Yes, folks, it's that time again. It's golf season.
What am I doing wrong?
I don't know. The things are like a virus. They just show up.
And here to enlighten you about what's new in the game and what you need to know, why, it's that bon vivant, that man about town, that self-proclaimed golf expert, Jerry Walters.
Watching his face as I kick his worthless butt up and down this golf course is the most fun I can have without being forced to cuddle afterwards.
And now, it's time to grip it and rip it. You're in the fairway.
Okay, guys, show us what you got.
Straight down the middle. It went straight down the middle.
Since 1993, Jerry Walters' vast golf knowledge and irreverent humor have informed and entertained golf fans on a variety of shows up and down the radio dial. His thousands of interview subjects range from Annika and Arnie to Fuzzy and Lexi, as well as their caddies and other local and national personalities in the game.
Working with Jerry is fun because he has got a wonderful sense of humor. He doesn't take himself seriously. He absolutely loves the game of golf. He really has a perspective on the game that's unique. He asks really good questions. He really makes it look easy, and it's not easy. You know, lining up guests, knowing what to ask, taking advantage and letting the interviews sort of play out, and it's fun to be a part of that. He really is good at his job.
Jerry fell in love with golf as a boy in Crawfordsville, Indiana, where he caddied for both his father and mother at the Crawfordsville Country Club. He played on his high school team and enlisted in the Air Force, which brought him to Denver in 1971.
It was in 1993, and a couple friends of mine that had worked for the Denver Zephyrs saw that the Rockies were coming to town, and so they were out of work. So they started a radio show, a sports talk radio show, and at 1550 a.m. And I knew them through some different circles, and they said, "You know golf. Why don't you come on our radio show once a week for an hour and do a golf talk radio show segment?" And so that's kind of where it started back in 1993.
Jerry soon connected with Buddy Martin, the irrepressible media director at the International at Castle Pines.
When I met Jerry, we had a deal going, and first of all, he asked me to be on his radio show, and then I asked him to be on my radio show, and we struck it up, and we began to play a little golf together. He found out I could help him with free golf at Castle Pines, and I found out he owned 2 Dairy Queens. I could get free blizzards over there, so it worked out pretty well.
You know, the highlight of my golf career probably has to be the time spent at Castle Pines when the International was down there. I got to be such good friends with a lot of people, including Buddy Martin, who was the media impresario at Castle Pines for the International. But I got to be in there with all of the great players that came to Castle Pines and was able to sit in the interview room and talk to a lot of them. I forget how many years that was that we were down there doing that, but we did live TV shows from down there, and it was genuinely probably the best time of my life.
In 2008, Jerry scored a coup when victorious Ryder Cup captain Paul Azinger came on his show.
The United States team had been decimated the last 2 times prior to that. And so Paul said, "I'll come on your radio show after the Ryder Cup, but only if we win." So I held him to that, and as it turns out, he only did 2 radio interviews after that, mine being one of them, and that was maybe one of the highlights.
Jerry's presence on the Colorado golf scene extends beyond the radio show, for which he's won awards from the Colorado Golf Association, Colorado PGA, and Colorado Open Golf Foundation. He has written for Colorado Avid Golfer, Divot, and Mile High Sports, served as a tour rep for Yes Golf, and currently works for Colorado's Eyeline Golf, the top training aid company on all the major tours. Since 2012, Jerry has also coached short game at the Trent Warner Golf Academy.
Many people are embarrassed to show them their putting stroke or the yips or their full swing or whatever it is, and Jerry is phenomenal at just putting them at ease and helping them out with their stroke and all the elements that go with putting. He just puts the person at ease. Yeah, Jerry's overall knowledge is fantastic with all of his PGA Tour putting credentials, all his time spent out on the mini tours and the regular tours with training aids and Yes Golf, and all of his experiences, I think it brings a huge full plate to what he offers as a putting coach and short game coach. You know, one of my favorite stories, this is just Jerry being the unselfish person that he is. I put a book together a number of years ago, and I asked Jerry when he was out on tour, is there anybody that might want to put a testimonial, little blurb on the back of the book? And he said, sure, let me ask a few guys. And some time had gone by and I hadn't heard anything, and I asked Jerry if there was any luck in getting a hold of anybody, and he goes, yeah, hang on just a second, I'll get back to you really soon. I got this quote back from a guy named Zach Johnson. It was right before Zach won the Masters.
Jerry, of course, is seriously a very outstanding emissary and ambassador for golf, has been doing it for a long time. Jerry's a good dude. He's a good dad. He's great for golf, and I'm very proud of him and what he's done.
For all he's done in golf and for golf, the Colorado Golf Hall of Fame honors Jerry Walters with its Distinguished Service Award.